Hey, Jason Mudd from Axia Public Relations. Hope you're having a great day. Want to talk to you for just a moment about editorial calendars. Editorial calendars. So it's pretty early in the year to start talking about editorial calendars because hopefully you've already looked at them. You worked on that in November, December, or January. But if not, it's not too late to pull up your editorial calendars. First of all, what are editorial calendars? They are calendars that Newsroom create typically in fourth quarter, typically in late fourth quarter for release in late fourth quarter or early first quarter, where they're showing both primarily advertisers what type of content they're going to be covering in the next year so that advertisers can schedule and plan for their media buys to be part of a special section or the content or theme of the magazine during the year. The key word there is magazine or newsletter. A huge rookie mistake I see PR pros making, especially entry-level ones, is they're calling on daily newspapers and asking them for an editorial calendar. But daily newspapers don't typically work this way. Now, they might have a section, they might have a special section, they might have what's called an advertising special section, which ultimately does run on editorial calendars. But the mainstay of the newsroom of a daily newspaper is not working typically from an editorial calendar. They might have what they call a day book, and a day book is what they might be planning on covering on a specific day related to a specific topic, whether it's an anniversary of an event or a planned announcement that's going to be happening or a deadline of like a city council budget or an election or a festival or something that's known that they're going to be covered. They'll cover that in a day book. So editorial calendars are really about magazines and newsletter type publications, not necessarily only limited to print. There's a lot of online that takes place. So why would you want to use an editorial calendar? You want to use an editorial calendar because you're going to look for ways to fit your company, your experts, your products, your service naturally into that calendar of the content they're already covering. Because if they're already going to cover it, there's a great chance for your company or your expert, your spokesperson, your product, your service to be included. A perfect example of that is in the late fall or early fall sometimes, a magazine will be looking for holiday buying guides and tips for what to get mom, what to get dad, what to get the kids for the holidays. And they're going to start writing about that as early as July, August, and September, maybe even October. Somewhere in there is the sweet spot. And the beautiful thing about the editorial calendar is it's going to tell you when the deadline is that it's going to cover it. So recently we were pulling some editorial calendars for a client, and the magazine was very good to say, hey, you need to start talking to us about these topics about 90 days before the deadline. And they even said sometimes it's 60, sometimes it's 120 days. So around 90 days out, start talking to us if you want to be included or you have an idea or you have something that we should be thinking about. But 90 days ahead of time, that's pretty far ahead of time. And I see people trying to pitch editorial calendars like the month before or the month of, and that ship has sailed. The topic has been determined a month or more ahead of time. The writer's been assigned to whoever is writing it a month or so ahead of time. And especially in the modern era where they're budgeting freelance labor or outside writers to do this work, they've already hired them, they've already directed them, they're already headed down a path, and you've really missed the boat. So I'd like to encourage you when you're thinking about editorial calendars to do them early. Start in November or December looking at the next year's editorial calendar. And then keep working ahead. Stay at least 2 months, maybe 4 or more months ahead, and just start having a conversation with the editor saying, hey, I see in November you're planning on writing about this. I know it's only June. When would be the right time for me to get back in front of you and explore this conversation and have a conversation with you about some ideas I have for that special section? Editors will love you for thinking that proactively and being willing to help them with content they've got to figure out. But you can't wait till the last minute, and you can't just interject yourself or interject your pitch into the conversation. You've got to start having a conversation early, begin exchanging ideas and rapport, looking for ways to fit into what they're already doing. it's not like you're buying an ad where you have complete control of the conversation. So that's my thoughts on editorial calendars. I'd love to hear yours. What have been your experience pitching to them, using them, and leveraging them? What questions do you have about this or other PR topics? Comment below and we will respond. We also take requests. So if there's something on your mind about PR you don't understand, you'd like our help with, let's talk about it. Looking forward to it. Have a great day and thanks for watching.